Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Huncho doing another spy recap for you guys. I want to try and do my best to do these as frequently as possible because I kind of like doing them even just for myself so I can look back and collect some more data for myself. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to try and make these a little bit quicker as well. So let's go ahead and read the morning scan. So we got that nice pre-market data flush, and the levels that we were going to be looking at, I said, was the 547.42 and the 545.33, right? And then the potential scenario that I was looking for was for a relief bounce and then more downside, right, for an entry. Okay, so I like getting those, pullback, those retests and for an entry, and then seeing more downside whenever you see like a big move to the upside or a big move to the downside, right? So in case you can never really catch the bottom always, you can always just wait for the retest. You just gotta be really patient and have a good setup in place so you can have the best setup to take, right? So then we got the key pivots. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the first trade that we took. This was at 950, or these were the 537 puts. This was a news lotto, I said, because I was going to hold these into news. Look, sometimes, guys, if it ends up paying you, like, more than you expected before news, just make sure to scale, take profits, right? Because, especially when we have high impacting news, like, there's no reason to be in heavy and hold that, especially when you're, like, going green already. So might as well just scale a bit and then let your runners do the rest of the work. So we entered right as we broke under the key pivot. So this was a low risk trade, literally a good setup for me. I wish we would have tapped the next key pivot 541, but we just ended up getting swept off of the 542 area. So we took him off right here off the key pivot, literally right at the top, and our stop was going to be a close above, and completely went in our favor immediately as we got in. And we ended up going over 50. Yeah, we ended up going like 50%. Yeah, 50. It went like 51, and I ended up like selling majority of my position, like 48%, 45, right? And I ended up closing my runners at like, I had super light runners. I had like probably like 5 counts, guys, and I closed it like above 545. So like right around here. Once I saw this candle, I was like, hell no, I'm out. So I ended up closing the rest of my runners because I wanted to hold runners in case we ended up getting another retest and then another move down, especially if news would have dumped it. But we ended up moving to the upside, and then we ended up playing calls. So we took the 551 calls. This was at 1027, and guys, I was already in the position. I understand that I could have took this off the key pivot. We could have put it off of here, and this would have, ended up being. We would have ended up getting paid more, but I mean, it doesn't matter, right? But we waited, and we were patient because some of you guys were in calls, which was and that's good. I was in puts, and I don't really like immediately getting into another position while I'm in a position, just like closing my previous position and just opening another one. I don't really like flipping quickly, guys. I like looking for a good entry. I don't like just flipping just because the market's going against me, like if I'm in puts, and just go calls. I don't like that. So because then the next candle that goes reds, what, you're gonna go puts again and then calls and puts. Like I that's not my style. Even though I don't care if I miss the move, I just like looking for an entry. We ended up taking calls off of this where was it? Oh, off of VWAP. So we took it off of VWAP, and then we had 545 because that was my main level that I was mentioning. So if you guys read my comment, me commentating here, I was like, I'm not bullish or bearish. My light runners are down 40%. I will close out above VWAP until then. This can be a potential pop to short, right? Keep in mind a lot of activity going on, and we'd expect to move size down above VWAP. I'll look for a nice retest to enter, targeting 549.88. Okay, so we got that hold above VWAP. You could have got the retest You could have waited for the retest and entered right off of here, but I just saw a really nice movement and a nice hold off of VWAP. So I just went in, and it was a low risk trade because I had VWAP, I had 90 MA, I had 545, 33. So I was chilling. This was a good trade. We ended up getting chopped up a bit. This ended up going at 40%, I believe. Yeah, 40%, and I took scales. So I took a good amount off. I took like almost half, and then I just had the rest of my position just in this chop. We were holding VWAP pretty nice, and I think I didn't add here. I forgot where I added. I don't think I think I added like 2 cons. I don't remember where though, but yeah, this was a nice retest. See, this right here, guys, would have been a nice spot to enter, but at the end of the day, it was pretty choppy because a lot of people would end up getting faked out right here and just end up closing and not holding through that mess. So I get it. It was a little bit crazy holding in this action right here. So, but we ended up just using VWAP as our support and just riding the whole way to the upside. As you guys can see, we ended up taking a little bit more here, and these ended up going, guys. So around 100%, 130%, I sold more than half, and I just left runners. As look what happened when we broke above key pivot. Above key pivot, boom, and then this 549.88. That was my main target, guys. So I sold the majority of my position here, okay, and I just had runners the rest of the day. Look at this, guys. These key pivots don't lie, okay. You could have grabbed puts off of this, and some people were asking me for puts. Could have got puts there, but look what happened. If you wanted to go calls, boom, key pivot twice. You had 2 times to get in and catch a nice pay to the upside. So yeah, this was good, guys. We ended up, when did we end up taking the rest? Okay, we ended up going over, I forgot what pump happened. These ended up going, my rest of my runners went over 250%. I think it was on this pump up here, something like that. What was the pump? Yeah, right here. So off of this, I forgot what came. I don't know if Trump was talking or whatever. I just had my phone out and I wasn't really looking at the charts. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but look at this, guys. Once we held above 549.48, key pivot held, right? So just use the key pivots. That's what I do. And look, imagine if you wanted to look for a top to short, a pop to short. Could have gotten puts there, or whatever it might be. You see? Like, I just play my levels, guys. That's literally just what I like to look at. I just look at my levels and take the play. Okay? But that's really it. What was going on. Pretty easy day. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse because of earnings, but it ended up being a pretty nice day. A little bit choppy and a little bit hard to kind of get in and such, but or hold at least. But majority of the people were green in my community, so that's a good sign, right? But yeah, that was really it, guys. That's what I was playing today and what was going on. If you guys want me to make more of these type of videos, just go ahead and keep leaving a like, subscribe if you're not already, and leave a comment down below so we can get more people inside the community. You can follow me on Twitter, HunchoNet, and then you can DM me or comment on one of my posts if you want to get inside my Discord. It's completely free. I don't sell anything but the vision. See you guys in the next one.